Welcome to this Monday edition of Erongo Talk here at the Swakopmund municipality. My name is Adolf Kaure and I am your host for today. So before I bring you the news as well as today's interview with the CEO of the Swakopmund municipality, Alpheus Archie Benjamin, here is today's calendar day. It is now time for the news here at the municipal chambers of Swakopmund. Firstly, a man aged 62 was bumped and left at the accident scene where he succumbed to the injuries that he sustained. So Inspector Eleni Shapumba, who is the unit commander for community affairs in the Erongo region for the police, confirmed the incident that occurred at the corner of Moses Garweb and Hana Mupetami streets in Walvis Bay on Saturday at around 1:45 in the afternoon. Secondly, the Erongo police in the Erongo region are investigating a case of murder and housebreaking with the intent to steal in Henties Bay. So one of the suspected thieves was shot by the homeowner and died on the scene. So Deputy Commissioner Erastus Ikuyu, who is the crime investigations coordinator for the Erongo police, confirmed the incident, saying that 5 suspects broke into the house of Ilofa campsite during the early morning hours of Friday at 2 a.m. Last but not the least, 5 armed robbers are on the run after recently hitting a cash-in-transit vehicle at a business in Walvis Bay. So Erongo police are on the hunt for the suspects involved in the armed robbery that took place at Papkovitz mega build in the harbour town. According to Inspector Eleni Shapumba, the unit commander for community affairs in the Erongo region for the police, the suspects drove off in a white Volkswagen Polo and a fake registration number and tinted windows. So the items stolen include cash to the value of over 940,000 Namibian dollars, I beg your pardon. So Shapumba said that no one has been arrested yet. So that concludes the news. You can catch these stories and so much more on our website, which is www.erongo.com.na. And now for some sports news. The Kurus Bokkies took on the Okahanja Huskies in the first game of the Women's League at the Jan Wilken Stadium in Walvis Bay on Saturday. So the Bokkies set the pace with scrum half Nessie Janssen scoring the first try. Okahanja's left wing Roberta Fabia struck back with a try, while Kurus Bokkies fly half Tammy Root crashed over for the second try, while Fabio again for the visiting team scored to level the scores. So in the second half, Bokkies prop Faisal Lee Chivava scored the winning try for her team, ensuring that Kurus Bokkies won the match by 15 points to 10. So there was also some men's rugby action as Kurus 3 clinched a massive 70-8 victory over their opponents Okahanja. So Lorenzo Kalaka scored 2 tries for Kurus 3, while Ashwin Nash, Trevor Langenhoven, Wayne Mastorp, Gino Isaacs as well as Algernon Kotze also crossed the whitewash. So that concludes the sports news for today. Do visit our website, which is www.erongo.com.na for more sports news. I'm joined here by the Swakopmund municipality CEO, Mr. Archie Benjamin. How are you doing?
I'm very fine. Thank you for the opportunity this morning.
And thank you for inviting us into the Swakopmund Council chambers. So, getting straight into it, Swakopmund, we've been hearing a lot of things about Swakopmund and your prospects. Even the first time when you came in as CEO, you say you want to turn Swakopmund into a smart city. Tell us what this is all about, and also how is it going to be implemented?
Yes, I think when people talk about smart cities, they think it's a foreign concept. It's not a foreign concept. Basically means that cities are a phenomenon of the world. They will grow, and cities are growing. In fact, what we have learned is that at least in 30 years' time, 75% of the world population will be urbanized. Okay. And in these cities, you'll have all kinds of people coming to cities with diverse needs. And any city need to be prepared to meet those needs in the most sophisticated yet simple way. Now, what we are trying to do as a city is to prepare ourselves for that eventuality. And we said the best way to start off is to improve our digital capabilities as a city. We have started off, for example, to roll out optic fiber throughout the whole of Swakopmund, from west to east, with our partners such as Telecom, MTN, MTC, and others. Secondly, what we're also trying to do is also to increase connectivity through the establishment of towers, connectivity towers all over town, not just your western side of town. That is the basics that we have started. But we have also said that any future development, land development in Swakopmund, we must build within those pieces of land already the digital capabilities in terms of the what do you call it, telecom lines, so that residents, houses that will be constructed there will have immediate access to these services.
So basically, we're talking about free Wi-Fi for everyone in the city. Not free, but technically.
Yes, that is technically what we are saying.
Yeah.
Because the world has already been moving in that direction. In terms of education, we've gone as far as also extending these optic fibers to all the 14 schools in Swakopmund with one of our partners. But we are also saying that as a municipality, we need to make it easier to render our services to people. And we must find the technological equipment or devices that are available to make services easier for our residents. There is, for example, no reason why our residents should walk 3 kilometers just to come and find out what they need to pay at the month end. Currently, we are sending them an SMS every 18th. Okay. They can also access, for example, their account on our website. They can print out the account. But I know traditionally people like coming to the municipality. But those are simple things. We are also looking into a safe city concept, where we said you put lights around town. These smart lights provide lighting. Of course, we have a lot of dark spots, but they also provide connectivity. And they have camera capability. And these lights are linked to a command center at our emergency services. So our emergency services are able to pick up any criminal activity that is happening anywhere and report it to the police, or any burst pipe that is happening anywhere and report it to the relevant authorities, and many other technologies that one can implement. It's amazing, yeah, to make things life easier. You know, we are providing, for example, we decided we are providing a safe playgrounds for our children, the whole of the city, from CBD to DRC. We just finished in Matutura. Why should a child who just want to read a book walk from Matutura to go to the beach, or to come to? They can just go to the park, which is safe there. At the park, they can also access Wi-Fi if they want to study. So those are the concepts we are implementing, and many other implementing. Smart city also involves the way you govern your city. In the past, of course, you had a 5-year plan, 30-year plan. Currently, the world is so complex and changing on a daily basis that you need to have an agile governing system where you take quick decisions, for example.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds very interesting. I'm already with you on that smart city.
Yes.
It's very smart. You spoke about growth. The city is growing. The town is growing. We should call it a city because that's where we're heading to.
Yeah.
What has council been doing to make sure that all these people who are migrating to this wonderful city of Swakopmund, in terms of provision of land and housing, what is council doing in that regard?
What council has done over the past few years, say 2 to 3 years, is to, of course, number one, to help define land use in the whole of Swakopmund. Instead, we put up a structure plan where every piece of land in Swakopmund is defined. To say that this land is for residential purposes, that is for light industry, that is for agriculture, that is for what? That we have done. Secondly, what we've also done is council has allocated land to a number of developers in each housing category, say low income, high income, to service the land and then to construct houses. But on top of that, council has also, if you go around Swakopmund currently, you see there are around about 13 type of projects that we are running, from private to council-owned projects, where we are providing housing. You have project 39 that is on your way to Hendy's Bay. You have the mass housing. You have the 40-40, you have the build together in Matutura. And recently, Mondesa Heights, you have the social house that we are constructing. But still, the pace at which we are trying to meet the demand is a bit slow. We are trying to accelerate that. And one way that council has done is to repossess, unfortunately, some of the land that from developers who have not been performing, with the intention that to advertise these pieces of land with specific conditions, to ensure that when you get land, you are able to deliver within the most possible shortest time. Okay. Because currently we are sitting with more than 22,000 people who are in need of housing.
Is that the backlog?
It's a very huge backlog.
That's 22,000 people.
That is 22,000 people, and it's growing every day.
Okay, and the population of Swakopmund, we're looking at how many?
The population is currently, in terms of the census, is estimated at 60,000. Okay. But we know that DRC alone is around about 42,000 people. Yeah. So it could be bigger. It could be bigger, up to 100,000, and growing.
Yeah. Thank you very much, CEO Archie Benjamin, for telling us all this very interesting information. What is your final word to residents of Swakopmund out there?
Well, my final word is just for our residents to support council in the vision that we have set for this town. Wherever we are, we say we want a growing, safe, city where where everyone participate in the decision making, and where council can then also support private initiatives so that the city can grow. We are in this together. There is no other Swakopmund. There's only one. Yeah, and all of us must support every effort to bring, for example, there are efforts to bring back tourism to a certain level to Swakopmund. All of us must get involved. There are efforts to see investment into urban agriculture. There are efforts, for example, council approved 2 university projects. Amazing. Those are efforts that must be supported Yeah, to grow the city and to make it a livable city for everyone.
Thank you once again.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
We have to count how many factories we have in Namibia to satisfy the demand of Vision 2030. How many products mining from Namibia that are leaving the country without value added? We should not continue allowing this to go. The diamond is going, the copper is going, the uranium is going, the timber is going, no value added, hence providing work, employment to other citizens, while we have our own citizens that are in dire need of employment. That's why we are calling other companies from beyond our border or local to make sure that we set up manufacturing plants. Not even a toothpick. Not even a toothpick, let alone a match. This match to fire. What are we doing, Namibians? Let us put up manufacturing plants. Lot of skin from cattle, shoes we are still importing. And this, nobody will understand. Every time is, Namibia is very rich. Namibia is very rich. And where is that richness? Who is benefiting from that richness? Well, you have many citizens in the street. We have to think out of the box and make sure that we make Namibia as a country to reckon with when it comes to industrialization. I have seen big stones coming from these areas, going through. We salute it, stone. And the stone was supposed to be processed here. All the quality tiles should be written made in Namibia. The factory should be in Namibia. So that at least we stand stronger as a country with manufacturing, with a vision to develop the country by putting up manufacturing plants. Someone was telling me, sometimes around this is a blackout, no electricity. Well, you are producing electricity here because you can have a peaceful development of uranium to produce electricity, and the whole Erongo will be, having electricity for everyone. Now, uranium is a very sensitive commodity, and everyone is just fearing to negotiate it, to say, colleague, just assist us to put up a plan to produce electricity. They think when you talk about this, you are going to produce a bomb. We are not interested in war. We are interested on issues that are beneficial to the people. And the electricity is the basic. People should not misunderstand us. We want electricity to benefit our people who are in darkness. Hence, manufacturing, putting up industrialization in our country, colleague, should be priority above priority, so that we meet the Vision 2030. Let us make sure that we have industrialization to produce food. We are still importing food, while even we have some farmers producing their little products, and they cannot sell them because the market is flooded with imported products.
It is now time for the weather forecast as well as the tides in all the major towns in the Erongo region.
In your weather for today, Walvis Bay expects a maximum temperature of 19 degrees Celsius with a minimum of 11 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 18 degrees Celsius for tomorrow. The wind is expected in a westerly direction at about 13 kilometers per hour. Sunrise was this morning at 13 minutes to 7 and sunset is expected at 1 minute to 7 tonight. Swakopmund expects a maximum temperature of 17 degrees Celsius for today with a minimum of 11 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 16 degrees Celsius expected for tomorrow. The wind is expected in a west-southwesterly direction at about 11 kilometers per hour. Sunrise was this morning at 13 minutes to 7 and sunset is expected at 1 minute to 7 tonight. Henties Bay expects a maximum temperature of 17 degrees Celsius with a minimum of 11 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 16 degrees Celsius for tomorrow. The wind is expected in a south-southwesterly direction at about 11 kilometers per hour. Sunrise was this morning at 12 minutes to 7 and sunset is expected at 7 o'clock tonight. Arandis expects a maximum temperature of 24 degrees Celsius for today with a minimum of 9 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 22 degrees Celsius for tomorrow. The wind is expected in a west-southwesterly direction at about 11 kilometers per hour. Sunrise was this morning at 6:45 and sunset is expected at 2 minutes to 7 tonight. Usakos expects a maximum temperature of 33 degrees Celsius for today with a minimum of 11 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 31 degrees Celsius for tomorrow. The wind is expected in a southwesterly direction at about 11 kilometers per hour. Sunrise was this morning at 17 minutes to 7 and sunset is expected at 5 minutes to 7 tonight. Karibab expects a maximum temperature of 33 degrees Celsius for today with a minimum of 11 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 32 degrees Celsius for tomorrow. The wind is expected in a southwesterly direction at about 11 kilometers per hour. Sunrise was this morning at 18 minutes to 7 and sunset is expected at 6 minutes to 7 tonight. Omaruru expects a maximum temperature of 36 degrees Celsius for today with a minimum of 12 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 35 degrees Celsius expected for tomorrow. The wind is expected in a southerly direction at about 11 kilometers per hour. Sunrise was this morning at 19 minutes to 7 and sunset is expected at 7 minutes to 7 tonight.
And that concludes this Monday edition of Erongo Talk. Don't forget to like, follow and subscribe our social media platforms. And that includes Facebook, Twitter as well as Instagram. Our website is www.erongo.com.na. I repeat, www.erongo.com.na. And that's where you can catch all our news and so much more. We also have a WhatsApp and Telegram number, which is 0811 7000040. I repeat, 0811 7000040. And a new baby that is on board is oneup2.com. So this is where you can catch this episode and many other NMH shows. So that one is available at www.oneup2.com. So from me and the crew, it has been a pleasure. Au revoir.